One employee, one AI tool, hundreds of companies compromised. On April 20th, Vercel, the platform that hosts millions of websites used by everyone from startups to Fortune 500 companies, confirmed they got breached. And the way it happened is something every single developer watching this needs to hear. Because the attack didn't start with a phishing email. It didn't start with a zero-day exploit. It started with an employee signing up for an AI productivity tool. That one click gave hackers access to API keys, source code, and database credentials belonging to hundreds of Vercel's customers. And right now, those secrets are being sold on the dark web. This is the story of how the AI tool Gold Rush just created one of the most dangerous supply chain attacks of 2026. Here's the timeline. A Vercel employee, we don't know their name or exact role, signed up for a product called Context AI. It's marketed as an AI office suite. Think AI-powered document editing, email summarization, that kind of thing. The kind of tool that hundreds of thousands of knowledge workers are signing up for every single week in 2026. When the employee created their account, they used their enterprise Google account. And here's where it gets ugly. Context AI's onboarding flow requested broad OAuth permissions. We're talking read access to Google Workspace, emails, documents, drive files. The employee clicked allow. Now, at some point, Vercel hasn't confirmed exactly when, Context AI itself got compromised. The attackers didn't need to hack Vercel directly. They hacked the AI tool. And because that tool had a valid OAuth token tied to a Vercel employee's Google account, the attackers now had a backdoor straight into Vercel's internal systems. From the compromised Google Workspace account, the attackers pivoted laterally. They accessed internal dashboards, CI/CD pipelines, and critically, the environment variable storage system. If you've ever deployed anything on Vercel, you know that's where your API keys, database connection strings, and third-party service tokens live. The attackers extracted environment variables from hundreds of customer projects. API keys for Stripe, AWS, OpenAI, database passwords, webhook secrets, the crown jewels of modern web applications. Vercel's official disclosure says hundreds of users across many organizations were affected. They're working with Mandiant, Google's incident response team, and law enforcement. But here's what's really concerning. Bleeping Computer confirmed that the stolen data is already being sold. Hackers are advertising packages of API keys, source code repositories, and database credentials on underground forums. Some of these keys are still active right now. The crypto developer community got hit especially hard. Multiple DeFi and Web3 projects hosted on Vercel are scrambling to rotate every single API key and secret they've ever stored on the platform. Because when you steal a crypto project's private keys, you don't just get access, you get the money. And this is the part that keeps me up at night. We still don't know the full blast radius. Vercel hosts Next.js applications for some of the biggest companies in the world. Their customer list includes companies processing billions of dollars in transactions. The question isn't whether more breaches will come from this, it's how many. Let's zoom out, because this isn't really a story about Vercel. It's a story about a pattern that security teams have been screaming about for months. In 2026, the average knowledge worker uses between 4 and 7 AI tools: code assistants, email writers, meeting summarizers, document analyzers. Every single one of these tools asks for permissions, OAuth scopes, API access, and most employees click allow without reading what they're granting. This is shadow IT on steroids. In the old days, shadow IT meant someone installing Dropbox on their work computer. In 2026, shadow IT means an employee giving a random AI startup full read access to their entire corporate Google Workspace. And that startup security is now your security perimeter. Context AI isn't some shady operation. It's a funded startup with a real product. But their security wasn't enterprise grade. And the moment they got breached, every company whose employees had connected their work accounts became a target. This is the fundamental problem with the AI tool explosion. Your security is only as strong as the weakest AI tool your least security-conscious employee signed up for last Tuesday. Enterprise security teams are starting to call this the OAuth blast radius problem. One compromised token can cascade through connected systems like dominoes. And because AI tools specifically request broad permissions, they need access to your emails, your documents, your code. The blast radius is enormous. If you host anything on Vercel, here's your action plan. First, rotate every environment variable and secret stored in your Vercel project settings. Every API key, every database password, every webhook secret. Do it today. Don't wait for Vercel to tell you whether you were specifically affected. Second, audit your OAuth connections. Go to myaccount.google.com, then security, then third-party apps with account access. Revoke anything you don't actively use. If you see Context AI, revoke it immediately. Third, check your API provider dashboards. Stripe, AWS, OpenAI, whatever you use. Look for unusual activity in the last 30 days. Unexpected charges, unfamiliar API calls, new resources you didn't create. Fourth, and this is for engineering managers and CTOs, implement an OAuth allow list. Your employees should not be able to grant third-party apps access to corporate accounts without IT approval. Google Workspace has this feature. Microsoft 365 has this feature. If you're not using it, you're one allow click away from being the next Vercel. This breach is a preview of what's coming. We're in the middle of the biggest tool adoption wave in computing history. Every week, new AI tools launch. Every week, millions of people grant them permissions to their most sensitive data, and the security infrastructure to manage this simply doesn't exist yet at most companies. The React to Shell attack we covered 2 weeks ago hit Next.js apps directly. This Vercel breach hit the hosting platform underneath. The Snapchat revelation from yesterday showed AI writing 65% of their code. We're building our entire digital infrastructure on a web of interconnected AI services, and we're trusting that every single link in that chain has perfect security. They don't. Context AI proved it, and the next breach will prove it again. The irony is brutal. The AI tools that are supposed to make us more productive are becoming the single biggest attack surface in enterprise security. Every sign in with Google button on every AI tool's landing page is a potential entry point. We're not going to stop using AI tools. That ship has sailed. But we need to treat every AI tool sign-up like what it actually is, granting a third-party access to your company's most sensitive data, because one click really can compromise everything. That's the Vercel hack. If you're a developer, go rotate your keys right now. Seriously, pause this video and do it. If you found this breakdown useful, hit subscribe. We cover the tech security stories that actually affect your work, not just the headlines. I'll see you in the next one.